Hey you guys, Dragon Empress here. And I know it's been a while since I've made a video, but I've been thinking long and hard about this one. Long, hard. Oh geez, I'm so immature. But anyways, I've been thinking long about this one. And I had this idea from other YouTubers who said that what if Deku was raised by All For One? Well, instead, I thought, what if 9 was raised by All For One? And I know what you guys are thinking when you hear 9. Who's 9? Who is this? Some of you haven't even watched the movie he was in. Well, he was in the movie Heroes Rising, and he was like one of the most powerful OP movie villains I've seen, and he's got a pretty great story to him too. The only thing that's missing is a backstory, so I might as well add one in for this video. And sure, we get kind of a backstory when they put out a short manga to promote the movie, but all we see in that backstory is a toilet covered in blood, a bunch of people laughing at 9 as a kid, and 9 standing in the city. Powerful quirk, and that's it. We get nothing else before he joins AFO. So I might as well stretch it out in this video. When we first see 9, he's in a dump, a complete dump. And he's raised by only one woman. And this woman pretty much treats him like trash because of his quirk. It's too dangerous, and he causes thunderstorms everywhere he goes. Or every time he gets really upset, he causes a really bad thunderstorm. So she decides to put him up for adoption. But unfortunately, no one wants this kid. No one wants 9 in their household. So she ends up pretending to get some milk and leaves him inside her house, and then she never comes back. He waits and waits, but she never comes back, and he ends up hurting himself with his quirk. And other people make fun of him for his quirk, which will explain the people laughing in the manga panel. And he feels like no one wants him because of how powerful his quirk is. So 9 decides that he wants to live in a society where only powerful quirks are allowed. And he looks at the news for a bit and sees that All For One has a powerful quirk. He's tempted to join him, but he's not sure about the consequences of his actions. So 9 ends up going outside and trying to look for All For One. All while people ask him if he needs any help or if he's okay. But so far, he doesn't trust anyone because, well, the abandonment issues and all. And nobody wanted him during the orphanage, so he figured, why would these people want me? It's the complete opposite of Shigaraki's backstory, where he wanted someone, but nobody wanted him. So he wanders around the city, which would explain the appearance on the third panel of him walking through the city. And then he finds All For One at a convenience store and asks if he needs anything or needs any help buying groceries. He says that he's good, and the kid asks, "Can I be your apprentice, please?" And he's so nervous because this man with red eyes is looking directly at him. He has these old man creepy vibes about him. But fortunately, All For One says, "Yes, you can be my apprentice. We're going to have lots of fun." And he thought the boy looked absolutely freezing cold there since he kept shivering. So he decided to give him a cloak to keep him warm. And he took him home along with the groceries, and they both put away the food and such. 9 tells AFO his name, and AFO tells him his name that he's Mr. Shigaraki, but he could call him Shiggy. And I thought that would be an adorable start to the father-son dynamic they have. So they end up talking about how powerful quirks can be and how some powerful quirks could actually be useful to society. So AFO ends up showing 9 the good side to powerful quirks and the positives about it. He also teaches the kid how exactly AFO works and how you need to pass it on to another host. That they could both gather up powerful allies in order to make a society with nothing but people with powerful quirks. That is exactly Nine's dream. And AFO, of course, follows it to the letter, and they end up gathering powerful people. So the league is going to look a lot different in this. It's going to be full of OP people, but they still have weaknesses. I want it to be like in the film where Nine had a weakness in his heart. Like every time he overused some of his 9 quirks, his heart ended up attacking him. So it's gonna be like Slice, which has the weakness of her hair being chopped off. Chimera, who has the weakness of all his animal elements being disrupted or something. Mummy, who has the weakness of fire. And Wolfram, who has the weakness of his metal being melted or his metal being dented and punched into. So all of them are going to be powerful villains with kind of weak quirks. And they're pretty much going to replace the League of Villains in this. The only drawback I have with this alternate universe is that the villains might be a bit too powerful for the kids to beat. And sure, they beat them in the Heroes Rising movie and that other movie, Two Heroes, which is where I got Wolfram. I'm not sure how they scale outside of the movies, even though I RP'd with them outside of the movies before. I think this would make a very interesting AU, and I would like All Might to still fight All For One, and 9 to still fight Deku. And maybe you guys could come up with some interesting fight theories or fight choreography for this one. Because it's gonna take a lot of, not just physical strength, but mental strength in order to get over this version of the League. Since they end up not looking confident in this version, so... yeah. It was a lot of fun thinking of this, and I really thank the people who made those alternate universes, because if it weren't for them, I wouldn't be able to come up with this AU myself. And let me know some other ideas you have for this alternate universe, aka AU, in the comments below, because I'd really like to hear yours, and I'd really like to write fanfiction about this. This has been Dragon Empress, and I'll see you guys later. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe!